big moment in the history of British athletics, and as Steve was saying, will really vault him up, we can excuse that, into a different level of competition in Europe and the world. Now, it's very interesting. You think of athletes being an inspiration for others to follow, and Jessica Ennis and KJT in multi-eventing, and really we're seeing a lot of talented young women coming through in heptathlon and pentathlon. We saw Abigail Pollitt in the previous heat with a personal best, and in the centre you picture there is Niamh Emerson, who really is a talent, and competing in the hurdles here. And you got Jodie Smith on her inside as well, very, very talented youngster in multi-eventing. In fact, 3 teenagers in here, a couple of 18-year-olds on the inside, and Cluley and Jodie Smith. And Niamh Emerson, who could do great things in the world of athletics, then Silcox and Lucy Jane Matthews and Tiffany Porter does not start. As we were saying, it would be a real shame that we do not get to see her compete against her sister Cynthia Feely, because they are the 2 standout athletes, and Tiffany Porter, a very late call-off, announced on Twitter, such is the way of the world. Mallory Cluley there, the Blackheath and Bromley Harrier, then Smith. Just a glimpse of Jodie Smith inside Niamh Emerson. Commonwealth bronze in 2018, World Junior gold in the heptathlon, and last year European indoor silver, and then a bad injury to her kneecap. Georgia Silcox goes in 5, and then Lucy Jane Matthews, European junior bronze medalist last year, 17 years old. So talking about the multi-eventers, well, she's a specialist in the hurdles and a huge talent. She broke Sally Gunnell's 17-year-old record, or rather record for time as a 17-year-old. It was slightly older than 17 years, Sally Gunnell's record. Back to 1984, Lucy Jane Matthews taking that record. She goes on the outside here. Niamh Emerson in the middle. Katarina Johnson-Thompson, incidentally, in Brussels tonight, doing the hurdles and the high jump there. But perhaps here a glimpse of the future, or a good rival to Katarina Johnson-Thompson, British Towns in heptathlon. Niamh Emerson goes in lane 4.
Set.
And out more slowly, Emerson up against some specialists here, and Lucy Jane Matthews going very well on the outside again. This hugely talented youngster pulling away now from the rest. The 17-year-old leaving everyone else far, far behind. Into a headwind, 13:47. Very impressive run from Lucy Jane Matthews. And the Birchfield Harrier continues to do great things for her age. And indeed, great things full stop. Big, big talent, Lucy Jane Matthews, and we talk about Niamh Emerson, but of course she's a multi-eventer, all-round talented athlete. But Lucy Jane Matthews, the hurdle specialist, and exciting watching talents like Matthews coming through, Steve.
Well, just watching at the clock, I think we're going to have 3 17-year-olds in the final. This is by far the quickest of them, though. Lucy Jane Matthews, what, a few days away from her 18th, but she is still 17. But what a talent, as you said. I like the way that she puts her race together, particularly in the latter half there. Very focused and looking really good over the last 3 or 4 flights as she moves away from the field. And she'll be up against O'Feely in the final. Obviously, O'Feely's a red-hot favourite, but that experience will stand her in such good stead. But big, big talent, one to watch.
Let's just have a look at the times there, and Matthews and Jodie Smith talked about her talent, and Mallory Cluley going through automatically, and that won't be quick enough for Georgia Silcox. It'll be Abigail Pollitt and Jenna Blundell going through as the fastest losers, both from the first heat.
Is that 5 teenagers we're going to see in the final? A couple of 18-year-olds, 3 17-year-olds. Anyway, it's been such a good first part of this British athletics.
And a few things as we get ready for the final of the women's 100 metres hurdles. And we thought we might be seeing a sisterly showdown tonight between Tiffany Porter and Cynthia Feely, but Porter was a late call-off, so Feely now a favourite, a strong favourite perhaps, but look out too for Lucy Jane Matthews, the best of a whole host of youngsters in this final. 6 teenagers involved: Pollitt, Blundell, Matthews, Smith, O'Feely, Payton, Hales and Cluley. Strong theme of multi-eventers as well, making great headroads as well. There is Abigail Pollitt Another talented multi-eventer. 14.01, a new personal best she ran in the heat. 17-year-old. Talked about the youth and the 6 teenagers in this final. Jenna Blundell, 19-year-old. Another multi-eventer as well. Lucy Jane Matthews, bronze at the European Juniors last year in the hurdles. Not far off turning 18, but still a junior to the end of next year, and looked very impressive in the heat. Jodie Smith, both she and Pollitt set identical personal best, in fact, in their heats. 14.01. It's a quick enough track, this, the newish track that's been laid this year. Conditions perhaps not so quick, and you look at the times that Cindy Ophelia has run. She's run 12.88 this season, but she lives and trains and races in the States, and that was in Georgia last month, which was considerably warmer than here and considerably faster conditions. Heather Payton, Birchfield Harrier, but the Scot, twice the Scottish champion, alongside Danielle Hales, 17-year-old who broke the 14-second barrier for the first time in her heat. And in lane 9, Mallory Cluley, Black Ethan Bromley, athlete, the 18-year-old. So again, it does look on paper and on season's best times for what they're worth in this bizarre season that Cindy Ophelia is a strong favourite, coming back after all her injury problems, the Achilles that she ruptured in 2017, just a year after she'd finished 4th in the Rio Olympics. But if she doesn't execute it perfectly here, there are others, and most notably Lucy Jane Matthews in lane 4, who could challenge her for the title. She is the defending champion. She has the class and the experience. She has competed at the very top level. Can she win another UK title?
Set.
Cleanly away, and Ophelia already just with a slight edge over Lucy Jane Matthews. And Ophelia moving smoothly. Lucy Jane Matthews trying to get back there, and it's close at the moment, but Ophelia just in front. Ophelia still just over the final barrier, and Cindy Ophelia gets it, but only just from Lucy Jane Matthews. What a race it was. 13.17, a slight following wind. She defends her title, she takes it again, but my goodness, she had to work hard for it. And a glimpse of the future as well. Lucy Jane Matthews in 2nd place, and she'll be a force for a few years to come.
Sorry, I think I've done it twice.
What a good race, wasn't it? Exactly what we expected, Rindy. We expected Cindy to get out of the blocks well. One thing you can say about Cindy, she's never afraid to attack that first hurdle. Look how aggressive she is over there. Really takes those first couple of hurdles, 4 or 5 hurdles, very well indeed. But then look at how Matthews there is clawing back the ground, keeping her cool head and working off the trail leg very well indeed. A leg surge there, and she just missed out. Look at this, at halfway stage you'd say that Cindy Ophelia is miles up. But look, watch how Lucy there starts to really grind in and keep that rhythm and tempo going. Don't stress, don't panic, she says to herself, and just work hard with that cool momentum. Just run out of time. Very good race, an incredible competition, and you mentioned there, very bright future for this young lady.
Yeah, very interesting going forward, looking to the Olympics. I mean, still just 17, turns 18 in a few days' time, Lucy Jane Matthews, but Cindy Ophelia has that experience, and she has that raw speed as well. Let us not forget 4th in the Olympic Games, and looking forward to Tokyo next year as well. And she is the UK champion once more, coming over to the cold of the UK from the warmth of the United States to defend her title. And they are very impressive from Cindy Ophelia, because you have to do it as the favourite, and all the pressure that's on you, and Cindy Ophelia delivering. So there we are, confirmation of it, 13.16 to the 13.20, a personal best for Lucy Jane Matthews, who goes from strength to strength. Heather Payton in 3rd place, but Ophelia is the champion, and talking now